Hey Taurus, welcome to another reading with me, J Rose. Siren Song Tarot is my channel, and I am Rose. Thank you for coming to another reading. I really appreciate your dedication or loyalty. No, perseverance. Something like that. I appreciate anyone who watches and anyone who's a returning viewer. That is what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Taurus. You are beautiful. You are a beautiful creature. You're not a creature. I'm sorry. I tried to call you a creature. I don't take floor cards. Okay. So, something seductive, enticing, entrapping, ensnaring. So the top two pictures cards, I should say, are for, oh, hey, Taurus, guess what? I am doing a theme for my videos this week. Yeah, that was in my head, I never said it out loud. Okay, so can we just back up to morning and I have extra coffee? Is that a thing? So, this theme for this round of zodiacs is where are you out of balance and what is your untapped potential? And what we have here is out of balance, attracted to a certain perspective or a certain version of yourself. Ensnared, lured in by a certain perspective. Or way of being. Okay, so then the bottom row here is what do you need to lean into more? This card here is about assimilation, feeling like you are fitting in. So this person is wearing a mask to fit in with these birds, even though this person is not a bird. But it's something to do with the mask that you wear in order to fit in. I'm kind of getting something like it's tempting, or you're in a rut of seeing things a certain way, or wearing a certain identity, and I'm almost getting like you're almost like it's superficial, like it's all about appearances, when really there is so much more to you as a person than where you're from, who your family is, what you look like, where you've been. I just got a song in my head. What was, I think I want to say it might have been by O-Town. Or it was a boy band from the late 90s. Don't care who you are, where you're from, don't care what you did, as long as you love me. So, it's almost like feeling trapped. What's out of balance for you is that you're feeling trapped playing a part to look a certain way. And that may not be necessary. What you could lean into more is finding what you have in common with other people. Instead of saying, no, I don't belong with you, or I'm not one of you, or I don't identify with your whatever you stand for, or where you're coming from, your culture, or your community, your perspective. I don't identify with you, because being too caught up on the way, like the persona that you have decided is your thing, and being very, very, very stubborn about it. This is, sorry, I got distracted for a second. My cat is playing with something, and I'm like, what is that sound? I was so mystified. Okay, so there's something here about being alone and sad about it. Here's this person without their mask. They have it right in their hand. So obviously they have this ready at all times to put their mask on. And they're blowing bubbles. And listening to wind chimes. I'm getting this person is listening to their thoughts, like the air element, air, with the bubbles and the wind chime. Sorry. Oops, it's out of focus. Hey, okay. Dang it, I had it. Okay, so, being alone with your thoughts, alone with your innermost thoughts. The thoughts that you would only put in a private diary kind of a thing. And not having any community, just being isolated and alone. And it's almost like, so here I'm going back to, you don't have to be the exact same as somebody else. You can put on You can do something to fit in with someone else. So what you need to lean into is kind of being less rigid, less stubborn, less set in stone in your perspectives, in the way you present yourself, the way you approach life. So don't lean so much on your own. Don't be so set in stone, set in your ways. That's what I'm trying to say. So what's out of balance for you is a certain perspective, a certain way of seeing yourself. But it's like superficial. It's an entrapping, dangerous, superficial hang up. And you need to lean into finding ways to relate to other people. If you ask enough questions, I promise you will find something that you can relate to about somebody else. You can just ask a list of questions, and before you know it, you can say, oh yeah, I know so-and-so, or I love that band, or yeah, my sister is a rocket scientist. I actually have a friend who has a rocket scientist sister, so I don't think my friend watches this, but if you do, you know who you are. So anyway, I feel like Spirit is saying that there's an element of time to this. I feel like almost like the other thing that I'm getting out of this, I'm getting like a dual message. The other thing is you might be in with the wrong crowd. A superficial crowd, and you could be worrying about appearances. And it just dawned on me, this could be a reversed role. This may be about someone you know. But that's not, I don't really think so. I guess I am saying this because I feel bad that it's picking apart and confronting, but that's what these messages are. I didn't pick the message. I drew cards and came up with the 2 questions to contrast or to ask in this theme this time around with the zodiacs to be these 2 questions. So Spirit picked these questions. I used a tarot deck to get that information. So that being said, I didn't actively decide, hey, how can I tell everybody this week or this time around what they're doing wrong and how they could do better. But that being said, I'm not going to be too self-conscious about that because I always go to readings wanting to know if somebody could tell me what could I do differently to enact effective change in my life, to help get me out of a rut or a trap. or give me a pointer on what would bring me some success. So I'm not going to think about this as attacking anybody or criticizing anybody. My intent here is just to give you some helpful information that, if you choose to use it, could help your situation. So if it resonates, put a white heart. Are there white hearts? A white heart, a white flower, or a white bird? No. Okay, yes. I prefer a white bird. I think that would be better. Or any bird. Put a bird in the comments, an emoji. Also, I'd like to know how these things resonate for people, if you feel comfortable to share, and other people can take encouragement knowing that they're not alone. That it's not just the reader, me, and them, you know? It's you too. If you've been through this, people can always use another perspective. So anyway, there's something about being stuck in your head, I was saying the other dual meaning could be you might be needing to lean into being able to be alone with your thoughts instead of putting on an act and fitting in with people who don't really matter and don't really contribute in a meaningful way to your life. Stop listening to advice from the wrong people. So, I feel like this is a very specific message that was very detailed, and I had a lot of information. Here's an extra card that was upright on the bottom of the deck. So there's something to do with divine timing and being alone. Here at the bottom of this deck, I have the Eight of Cups upright. So there is something here about going off on your own and cutting things out of your life that no longer serve you, because that's what the Eight of Cups means. Spirit, any other messages before I close this reading? Six of Wands in reverse. So, and here's the Magician. This is a slightly different rendition of the Magician. I had a thought about this one where yes, okay. So zoom in, because this card, if you look at other Rider-Waite Magician cards, they're usually not so like close up and zoomed in to the Magician and the table as this is here. So this card is this card is about like victory, public recognition, but it's in reverse. And the message was just about, not trying to fit in with a crowd that really, when it really comes down to the core of who you are, you don't have anything in common with them. It's superficial. The only thing that this person has in common is a mask saying that they belong with these people. So the victory, instead of having public recognition, there is a need to manifest in a way that is more private and not make you the goals in your life, the things that you are striving for, don't make them for show. Don't do anything for what other people are going to think of it. Let this be for you and you alone. This life, what you do with it. And you will attract the people that really matter. And here we have at the bottom of this deck the Temperance card, and that's goes hand in hand with this. I was saying there's divine timing at play here. The Knight of Wands. So there's something about that superficial kind of like player energy. And here this card just came. And yeah. Okay, so what is that saying? More superficial emotion and energy. Also having the bravery to go down a path that you know that you need to go down. So, if this resonates for you, you should have an idea already based off of what I said, what you need to, what's out of balance is a superficial, distorted sense of self. What you can do to what you need to lean into is getting out of superficial crowds and having more of a quality versus quantity in your relationships. Maybe narrow your social circle down to maybe even just one or two people who really have your back and really care about you for who you are, not for what you can do for them, not how it makes them feel to say they're associated with you, and other such reasons. That let your inner circle be only the people who, if you had nothing to offer them, would still love you just as much, and they would do anything for you if you needed help. So, I'm not sure why this came up for you, but that's what came through for me, for you, for today. So if you watch this till the end, Taurus, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I love my Tauruses. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Taurus. Bye.